Welcome, geniuses. I'm Genie, your best buddy for A-levels. In this channel, we'll bring you to explore the secret formula behind success. It's stated here that she cooks, she bakes, she sings. Notice how it never states how well she does it though. But I'm an eternal optimist, so I'm sure her singing's on par with Gordon Ramsay and her cooking is on par with Lady Gaga. Letitia is a first-year accounting and finance student at LSE, and this is her masterclass.
Hi guys, my name is Letitia and I study accounting and finance at the London School of Economics and Political Science.
Now, right off the bat, what needs to be shown in an accounting and finance personal statement?
A good personal statement will be one that is academic oriented. So what it means by that is a writing that does not simply talk about why you want to do the course and your experiences that led to your interest in the course, but a writing that is very course specific, and it should express your interest and eagerness to study the course. So you cannot be vague about this. You have to choose topics that are relevant to all aspects of your course. So in this case, you would have to talk about both accounting and finance, and LSE recommends that you split it 50-50 between accounting and finance. So LSE also advises that you split it 75-25 between academic and non-academic interests. Another thing that should be shown in your PS are your qualities. So the universities are looking for students with ambition. So remember to keep in mind that you do not have to sit for an interview or sit for any entrance exams for this course. So your PS will be the only way to convince the admissions officers that you deserve the spot to study the course. And so remember to showcase your strengths and qualities.
That's very mathematical. How did you structure your personal statement?
So a typical PS would start with an introduction to why you're interested in the course, and then followed by the main portion of your PS, which is your academic research, and then your learning experiences and pursuits such as an internship you have done, and then extracurricular activities, and then finally a conclusion. So I structured my PS into three main parts. The first part was the introduction, where I chose the personal route and talked about an experience that sparked my passion and led me to choose this course, while also stating my intentions and goals to financially direct a company in the future. This doesn't have to be super elaborate, just keep it authentic and meaningful. The second part was the main body, which I divided into two parts, which was first my academic research and then second about my job shadowing experience. So for the academic part, you could write about a case study, about a book that interests you, or any other relevant topic to accounting and finance that interests you. So for me, I wrote about my research into different airlines and basically wrote about what caused specific companies to go bankrupt and what allowed others to emerge from it. And then after that, I linked my findings to subjects I learned at A-levels. In the next part, I wrote about my job shadowing experience at a bank, which I did during my semester break. But don't worry if you haven't had any formal experiences like this, because it could be anything that you've done or learned on your own, which shows you have a passion for this course and that you're continuously seeking to acquire the necessary skills for it. In the last section, I wrote about my extracurricular activities and how it helped develop my soft skills. So keep this concise and straight to the point, and remember to highlight your relevant soft skills and strengths which makes you competent in a professional environment, such as your leadership or management skills. I kept my conclusion short. I just wrapped it up by emphasizing my desire to pursue this degree and acknowledging the ways in which technology will affect the job scope of accountants and how this degree is crucial to understand the business language from its core.
How about showing passion on paper? That can't be too easy.
To show passionate engagement with the course, settle with one or two relevant topics that you wish to talk about and elaborate on it by supporting with reading, and then always state what you learned from it. And while referencing books is highly recommended, it is not always necessary, as you can always talk about a certain case study or a company that you find interesting, which would be just as good, and I personally did not include any books. To show that you're passionate about the course, you should also talk about what you've done that shows that you have made an effort to learn more about the course or develop your skills. This could be anything from doing an internship or doing an online course, like coding for example, and stating how important it is in the modern world.
How did you choose which topics to write about? Was it based on current issues?
I think that choosing a topic based on current issues would be a good choice, as it would be more interesting for the reader. Especially in these financially challenging times, there are many topics to choose from. You could possibly choose to talk about a specific company or a sector that is undergoing financial struggles or had an interesting story. Or alternatively, you could talk about technology such as blockchain and how it could affect the future of accountants.
How in-depth should you elaborate on these topics? Because like you said, There's no interview process whereby universities can ascertain your grasp on the subject.
The elaborations don't have to be too lengthy. 1 to 2 paragraphs will do, as you have a limited character count. So choose your words wisely and avoid using jargon, as it only makes it harder for them to understand your point. And avoid using repetitive sentences, and always remember to link it back to accounting and finance at the end.
Right, you mentioned personally not including books in your personal statement. Was there any particular reason you chose to do so?
I personally chose not to include any books, honestly just because I didn't read any relevant ones that I felt like including. But I would still highly recommend that you do, but avoid using books that are too commonly used in personal statements, such as Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad.
You spoke earlier about your work experience. How do you think it benefited your personal statement?
I think that it showed that I am certain about my career path and that I am very passionate about wanting to learn this course. Also that I was able to gain insight into the work life and experience the whole professional environment.
What do you think is a common blunder when writing a personal statement?
I find that most people applying for this course tend to have an interest in business or entrepreneurship, and therefore tend to get carried away talking about their past experiences about selling things when they were a kid, which is completely fine, but just remember that there are thousands of other applicants and this is pretty common. So my advice when writing about your past experiences or hobbies will be to keep it straight to the point and remember to more importantly highlight your learning experiences from them.
Finally, let's talk about tackling the personal statement.
Starting to write your PS can be daunting, and I had no idea where to begin, so my advice is not to worry about the character count or sentence structure when starting off. Just pick a topic, do your research, and write everything that comes to mind, as this will give you the momentum you need to start. After that, you can always get help from friends and family to help you edit and structure your sentences. And also at the end, make sure to get a few people to proofread your PS in case you've made any grammar mistakes, and always get some constructive feedback from them. And lastly, I would advise you to read through your seniors' personal statements and find common characteristics between them, so you get an idea of what a good personal statement should look like. I hope this was helpful, and I wish you guys all the best. Bye!
That's all for today's video. If you're interested in more genuine sharing by other geniuses, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Ding dong. Genie will see you in our next adventure. Bye bye!